and he'll come back into the gates now into about gate 5 or so, and they're ready to go for the first. Racing, Regano jump well from the inside stall. He'll have no trouble going straight to the lead from Lucky Elmo. Breeze Up and Will to Win were out nicely, and Monton from a wide alley starting to roll forward as well. Then Daytona Beach, Dawnder's going up on the fence from Sunset Coast, and then Sweetness and Bite, followed by Kypria. Cheeky Grinner's back along the rail behind them, followed further back by Vinyasa, Dave Deliverance, and Dara Flyer is out the back last of all. Regano is the leader as they run to the 600. Sped along the fence to head off Will to Win, and Monton doing it tough out wide. Behind them is Dawn from Lucky Elmo. Breeze Up as 6th on the fence, held up for a run at the moment, and then came Sunset Coast. Daytona Beach was next with Kypria, and then came Cheeky Grin. On the swing for home, and the leader is Regano. Shin hasn't moved on him yet, led by over a length on Will to Win and Dawn. Monton came around the home turn like a crab. He's out in the centre of the track, and then came Lucky Elmo. But Regano's full of running with about 200 to go from Will to Win. Breeze Up's coming along the fence and starting to run on, but they won't get this first start of Regano. He runs right up to his brilliant trials and goes on to win it from Will to Win and Breeze Up. Then Lucky Elmo, followed by Sunset Coast. Back behind them next we had Dawn from Daytona Beach and Vinyasa, Day of Deliverance, and further back behind them Kypria. Monton had a tough run and then got very tired from Cheeky Green, Dara Flyer and Sweetness and Bites.
5 Regano, the colt by Reduced Choice out of the Rory's Gesture Mare Singles Bar. Too good, too quick. $3.40 and $1.50. Blake Shin for Paul Massara. Second will be number 6, Will to Win. Will grab second. Ty England for Anthony Cummings. And third will be number 3, Breeze Up. Hugh Bowman, Bart Cummings. And fourth should be number 1, Lucky Elmo. The numbers on the first will be 5, first, 6 and 3. 5, 6 and 3. The 6 will pay $4.40 for the place, Will to Win, and number 3, $2.70, Breeze Up, with number 1, Lucky Elmo, back in fourth. But the winner, he was forward enough, this colt. He bounded brilliantly from the gates, and they never ever looked like getting him, and he started a clear favourite at $3.30. Monton, the heavily back runner, into 440 at the death, had to cover a lot of ground, wobbled round the turn and was a beaten commodity at that stage. Blake Shin, you heard Mark Sheen say in the call, he just travelled, held him together, and when he kicked, the race was over in the twinkle, and he's raced away, Regano. 6 Will to Win as called, 3 Breeze Up, and waiting for the official fourth, I think it is number 1, Lucky Elmo. Looking at the Inglis interim dividends on race number 1 at Canterbury, $3.40 and $1.50 for Regano. Will Win at $4.40 and Breeze Up $2.70. The winner, Regano. And there it is, Blake Shin just nursing. He said, time to get busy, son, and away he goes. He was explosive. He looked well come in the yard, and from barrier 1 was a big advantage. He jumped, he ran, and he exploded, and he held them at bay. He went right up to his trial, and he handled the very heavy track in good order. Very impressive win. I think it might be a pretty good form race going forward. 5, 6 and 3. The winner, Regano, Blake Shin, for Paul Massara in the Arrowfield colours of the black and yellow diamonds, yellow cap. There are the English interim dividends. Quinella 31.20, 43.40 the exacta, trifecta 264. Number 1 Lucky Elmo did run fourth, $1,818, 1818. And Paul Massara, I think, he'd be pretty happy with that debut performance, and nice colt, Paul. He trialled well and he brought it to race day.
Yeah, no, it was excellent for a first go at it. Very good, especially on a heavy track.
That was really the only query going in, but I thought the best part, Paul, barrier 1, he jumped for Blake, showed brilliant speed. When Blake asked him, from what we saw, he seemed to just settle.
Yeah, no, he's. I wasn't sure whether he'd handle it at all, and obviously that was a question mark. Most don't, but no, he jumped well. I knew he jumped well. He's very quick away, and he was excellent.
He's always shown you good ability, Paul.
Yeah, he's very talented.
One of the better ones in the barn.
Definitely.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Good training performance. Paul Massara gets the bickies here. Regano, and Regano was very impressive. And I'll get the time and margins when they come up. They're just slow coming through at the moment. And as soon as they do come through, we're 9 minutes away from the next at Ballarat. We'll be heading back to Richo as soon as we have a chat with Blake Shin. But a perfect ride, armchair ride for Blake Shin. He jumped, led on the turn, led. Ty England just went around him, probably led him by a long neck at one stage, but he railed up this horse and he brained them. Regano by Reduced Choice out of Singles Bar. Very, very impressive. Barrier 1 straight to the front. And, well, I think he's going to improve that run even under his belt in the Arrowfield colours. And I think he's pretty good debut, Blake. He looked pretty sharp, pretty smart.
Yeah, very smart. I watched his trial when Danny rode him back in May, and he looked very good. And just a natural 2-year-old, very professional, did everything right, and I think he beat a field of quite a bit of depth today.
The best part I just said to Paul was when Ty even went around you, your bloke, he still just raced genuinely. He didn't over-race, didn't want to charge.
No, he flew the gates, and I was always going to lead. And I think Ty was aware of that, so I didn't dig him when he sort of was a half a length in front. But he settled very good, and he's quick and nice. He's got all the signs to make a lovely 3-year-old.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Perfect ride. Blake Shin gets the bickies here at Canterbury Park on a Regano in the first. Here we go. The time and margins, 2.5 lengths by a head, 106.83, 37.19, 37.19. They're on the track at Ballarat. There's Bumblebee, number 1, Bumblebee boy. Here, let's go to Ballarat to the Bumblebee boy himself, Jason Richardson.
I didn't want to be trying to hold him up too much with his action. Just let him use his action, and he quickened off it.
Was he good in the gates?